Greetings, geeks and gamers. My name's Eastmere. Welcome to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be playing Skyrim, which is a game that is near and dear to my heart. In fact, even my channel name is actually derived from this game, so that's pretty fun. And specifically, we're going to be playing a modded run of Skyrim, focusing on Legacy of the Dragonborn, which, if you're not familiar with it, is a massive mod. It is a DLC-sized expansion that, among other things, adds a museum with thousands of displays and a whole ton of other mods that are compatible with it that add additional displays. So we're playing a pretty full mod list, actually, with tons of those displays, well over 4,000, and my goal for this playthrough is to collect every single one of them and complete all of the main quest lines and everything like that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, the mod list will be linked in the description for anyone that wants to check it out. So, anyway, so this is our character that we're starting with. His name's Gundring. He's a Nord, and I figured he'd be pretty nondescript, would blend in with the crowd, which is good because for at least part of this playthrough, we're gonna be diving pretty heavily into the Thieves Guild and all of the, criminal elements, as well as, the more heroic and noble factions as well. So we'll get a bit of both. So as you can see, we are starting with the alternate start mod, so we're not sitting through Helgen and everything that, if you're familiar with Skyrim,
my child, and choose where your new life
you will
shall
know
begin.
all about that. The vanilla start, get caught crossing the border illegally. However, I think we're going to start with, yes, the Guild Master for the Explorers Society. Now, this is actually a special one that ties in specifically to Legacy of the Dragonborn, because the Explorers Society is a faction that does not exist in the base game. If you're doing a regular just playthrough of only Legacy of the Dragonborn, you get to build the guild up from scratch. This alternate start means that the guild has already been created, but you are still the guild master, so it just kind of skips those first few steps. So I'm going to start with that.
An entire world of lost mysteries lies before you to explore, Guildmaster. Be cautious.
Alright. So now we just go and sleep in the bed, and... Alright. And we are now awake in this kind of camp excavation site thing. Getting some pop-ups immediately, which is religion. This is added by the Winter Sun Faiths of Skyrim mod. And as a Nord, our starting options are just the basic 9 divines. So I think to start with, we're going to go with Stendar as our deity of choice. The benefits: just being a follower reduces damage from Daedra and undead. Daedra would include not just Dramoras, but also Atronachs and things like that, so that's useful. And undead, I mean, Draugr are going to be a large portion of enemies we're going to be facing early on. Clear dungeons of evil, so basically clear locations. We're going to do a lot of that. Complete side quests. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good place to start. But we will probably be choosing some other options later as we explore and discover more shrines. But for now, we're going to do this. Alright. Oh, that's fun. We've got some camera changes, so now when we're talking, when it's our turn to talk, it'll switch the camera to us. That's kind of fun. I didn't actually realize that was in this mod list.
Oh, must be going on 9 in the morning now. After the incident yesterday evening, we figured we'd just let you sleep in.
Alright, so apparently yesterday during an excavation there's an incident and I hit my head, and so I don't really remember what's going on. And now there's someone waiting for me inside the ruins. So we get to finish exploring it, because there was a cave-in. It has since been cleared while we were passed out, apparently. I am going to take a pickaxe. That'll be useful later. You might notice that there's this little like blue plus icon that shows up next to some items. That indicates that that is an item that we need for the museum. Yeah, we're exploring this cool like Akaviri ruin, it looks like, which if I check the map, it's in Whiterun Hold. Yeah, it's in Whiterun Hold, kind of near the Reach. Rorikstead isn't too far away. It should be right about there. We'll probably pay that a visit soon enough. But yeah. Oh, and then this is a archaeological dig site, so we can dig here to get fragments and keystones, which we can use to craft a variety of artifacts later on. So we got 3 Nordic fragments and 1 keystone, and an archaeology perk point. I could do that in the mod configuration menu, or I'll do it at the Explorer Society Guild House later on, that's probably what I'll choose to do. Yeah. Oh yes. And I'm still wearing just regular clothes, so let's equip some of this nice heavy armor that we picked up. And probably a weapon as well, as I suspect, by which I mean I actually do know, that this is going to be, that there are going to be some enemies in here we're going to have to fight. And that's actually some nice looking armor, isn't it? Not a bad starting set. Anyway.
Ah, wonderful. You're back. We've just managed to clear the rubble of yesterday's cave-in and managed to break the seal on the opposite door as well. Sounds like there's something moving around down there, so I thought it best that we wait for your return. I'm right behind you, Guildmaster.
All right. So it broke through a seal. Let's head on up, I guess. Well, that takes us out to Skyrim. Neat view, but not what we were looking for right now. Oh, and we've got our first enemies. So let's actually see if we can catch him by surprise. Start with the archer, pick him off. I mean, stealth archer might be a little cheesy, but hey, if it works, right? Alright, I looted this room real quick. I haven't gotten up there yet, but there we go. I heard him coming. That guy tried to sneak up on us, but unfortunately skeletons make a lot of noise when they walk around. So. Alright. But then up here... Ooh. First lockpick. I usually play with a controller, so I'm used to kind of having the, like, haptic feedback from lockpicking. I don't have that on keyboard and mouse, so that's going to be something to get used to. I might hook up a controller later. Of course, controller doesn't work that well with Sky UI. Anything else around here? Got some cool textures on the wall. Some of them are reused, I think, from the only Akaviri structure in the base game, which is, of course, Skyhaven Temple. We'll visit that later. We don't have a key to this room.
Oh, confound it. Looked like this door is sealed as well. It doesn't have a lock and the doors aren't fused like the others. Oh, looks like there must be some mechanism nearby that opens it. Have a look around and I'll watch the door.
Now, I have to wonder. Yep. Okay. See, I remembered this being here, but it wasn't here when we were here just a few seconds ago. It appeared when we interacted with the door. That works, I suppose. And now we can enter the inner sanctum. Yeah. Oh. Got more skeletons. Alright. Getting all kinds of ancient Nord weapons and such, and you might notice, you know, a lot of these weapons are not in the base game either. They're added by a combination of a couple of mods, which I believe are immersive weapons and heavy armory. That's the other one. Alright. Oh boy. Boss fight time. Right? Boss fight time? Yeah, there we go.
A presence.
You know what? Archery, we're gonna dive into archery a lot more later. Because I'm planning on, I want to vary up my, my different, like, fighting styles and equipment loadouts. So, as I'm going through the different faction quest lines, I'm going to try to stick to the loadout and fighting style that's appropriate for the faction. So, for now, though, that's kind of up to interpretation. So, let me see, what's the best one-handed weapon I have?
Only a fool tries to kill the dead. Pathetic mortal.
Now that was one of the most, like, mall ninja kill cams I have ever seen.
Well, that does it, I suppose. And look, the passage is opened back up. Well, after all of that, I'm headed back to camp for a bottle of mead and a lie down. See you back at the guild house, Guildmaster.
Alright. Brawler's hide bracers and iron hunter's spear. Not too bad. Some extra gold and a few gems. That's very nice. Ooh. And an Akaviri dragon silver piece for our coin collection. No lever on the back of this chair. I think that's well and truly it for any rewards we're going to find in this place. And we find ourselves back at camp. Now let's see if anyone has anything to say to us. Hello, Carl. Hey, we found something.
Oh, would you look at that? I haven't seen anything quite like that before. I'm sure it will fetch quite a nice price from a buyer. Oh, but come to think of it, Aryan might have interest in it.
Aryan? Who's Aryan?
Oh, the vines. You really need to see a healer about that head of yours. Aryan is the creator of the museum in Solitude. The same building that the guild is attached to. Well, at any rate, he said he had a proposal to pose to you, so you might see if he's interested in the relic as well.
Okay, I'll check it out after we finish
go on
here.
ahead and we'll finish up the excavation here and pack up in a few days. Then we'll be heading over to Orsinium like we had planned. So, good luck to you, Guildmaster. I trust we'll likely not see one another for some time.
Or
but I'll
ever.
send word if you find anything interesting there. And if you'd like a ride over to Whiterun Stables where you can catch a carriage back to Solitude, Farlin is heading that way and could take you.
Well, alright then. So yeah, if we check our journals here, you can see, so we've got a few things. We've got an interesting prospect, which is meet Arian at the museum, which is what we're going to do first for sure. Helgen Reborn startup, that is... We're not going to do this yet, because we have to actually visit Helgen first, I'd imagine. But... Suggest it's offered in the book, so definitely have been back. Yep, alright. And then the Sinister Seven, this is something we gotta keep track of. Basically, we're being hunted. Why? I don't know. Honestly. I don't think we've done anything to, tick anyone off that badly yet, given that we just got into the game, but who knows? The point is, there are 7 powerful assassins who, at some point during the playthrough, are just gonna drop in and try to kill us. So we gotta attempt to survive. That's gonna be interesting, but hopefully we don't see any of them for a while yet. So yeah. As Carl suggested, I think I'm gonna probably catch a carriage ride to... I'm gonna catch a ride to Whiterun, and then pick up a carriage ride to Solitude, and we'll see about meeting Arian at the museum. Ah, Solitude, Jewel of Skyrim.
Positions.
Oh, what's going on here?
On this day,
I've been waiting for Rogvir's execution. Talk to me later.
I always love talking to him right before the axe swings so that he looks away in time to miss the execution. I don't know, it's the simple things. Anyway, we were heading to the museum, which is over in the direction of the Blue Palace. Here we are at the Dragonborn Gallery, which has some pretty cool stuff. There's a cool little dragon fountain there, that's sick. And yeah, this is it. This is the museum. I was trying to zoom out so I could get like a full view, but oh well. Yeah, this is the museum. And Arian Morelius is waiting for us inside, so let's not disappoint. And there's Arian.
Ah, good day to you, Guildmaster. I trust you are faring well. How goes the excavation? Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that. I trust nobody was seriously hurt. That's good to hear. Did Carl inform you I wanted to speak with you?
Yes, he did.
Well, it's a bit of a proposal and a request. We've been cordial neighbors for some time now, the explorers and the museum, that is. And I began to think that it is rather silly that we aren't working more closely with one another. Then Carl told me of the availability of the chief librarian position in your guild, and I thought that I might offer my expertise in that role. In exchange, I was hoping that you and your explorers might be willing to undertake some exploration and excavation of a variety of artifacts. Funded by the museum, of course. I have just completed the majority of the renovations to the building and would be ready to open officially if I could find some reliable treasure hunters or mercenaries. I think that you and your people would be eminently qualified. So I was thinking that I become chief librarian for the Explorer Society and you become the relic hunter for the museum.
So you'll buy any and all artifacts that we find?
Well, I was thinking more that I would simply safeguard and showcase the things you found, offer you funding and occasional finder's fees, and that way you can access any of the collection you provide at your discretion.
I do like that. That sounds like a pretty good arrangement.
Excellent. Well, let me give you the 10 Septem tour then.
This building was once called Macnarian Hall and was built as a temple dedicated to Talos, the patron god of the Nords. After the White Gold Concordate, however, the statue was moved and the temple closed. I came here a few years ago and was able to procure use of the space in the pursuit of establishing this museum.
All right. So Orion did give us a quick tour. I went ahead and cut that out. I'll be sure to give a museum tour later as I'm giving displays. So, in the meantime, though, let's ask Orion about the...
Do you have a question?
Relic that we found.
Oh, that is quite a lovely piece, isn't it? I believe it's called Drakensang. Legend tells that the weapon was forged from a talon of the tiger dragon of Karpo-Tun, the leader of the cat folk of Arkavir, Toshraka, who allegedly metamorphosized himself into a dragon. Not entirely sure if there is any truth to it or if it's just mythology, but the weapon is a beautiful piece nonetheless. You could display it on the dagger racks in the main hall if you'd like, and here's a finder's fee to help you fund your next expedition.
So in addition to giving us a tour, actually, Arian also gave us a few tips on some relics we might get. What is this? Okay, this looks like a building in Solitude, but based on the wall, but I don't recognize it. Huh. I don't really recognize this either. What are these buildings? This is obviously okay. This is the museum. This I recognize. But if this is a model of the museum,
well, there's something I'm going to have to make a point of remembering.
What is this? Okay, if you know what either of these two buildings are, feel free to let me know in the comments. Oh, I wonder. Okay.
Fascinating.
So, this is the modern museum, actually. I think these might be older versions of the museum, like models of the old museums from like early versions of Legacy of the Dragonborn. That's actually really cool. I might be wrong on that. If you know what these are and I am incorrect, yeah, leave a comment, let me know. But I think that's what those are, and that's actually really cool. I really like those. Those were not present on version 5 of Legacy of the Dragonborn, because this is version 6. This Legacy got an update just a few months ago, and so this is the updated version, which I have not touched on at all. I've never played the updated version, so there's going to be a lot of things that are just slightly different from how I remember it. Alright, and then we could place Drakensang there as our first display, and it's a pretty nice looking one. We can also run some things down to the armory and whatnot, because we have a bunch of weapons that can be displayed. Oh, hey Madras. Alright. He's a member of the Explorers Society, specializes in the Dwemer. There's a gift shop? Oh, the gift shop is new. This is awesome. Hang on. What? Okay. All these little miniatures and... Oh, this is so cool. And little plush Arians and Madresses. And Madras has Egelman. Well, that's a little bit sequence breaking and spoilery, because Egelman is part of a much later quest, so he's not actually around yet, but still. Oh, this is so cool. And I wonder if any of these things right here will fill up over time. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research on the. I'm gonna have to do some research on the gift shop and see. Oh, they've got like copies of different maps. Like this is a map of Tamriel. This is a map of Skyrim specifically. You know, I actually have a paper copy of this map hanging up over my bed, in real life. A true story. Another map of Tamriel, much bigger. And this is the charter of the Explorers Society. Oh, wow, that's okay. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked by cool new things. All right, well, yeah, I'm gonna put up some of the like weapons and armor displays that we acquired, and I will be back in just a moment. All right. Now, before we head out, I did want to drop in on the guild house for the Explorers Society. Got some cool stuff. We got a little workstation that we can use for our archaeological fragments, of which we have a few, I think, that we picked up. Yeah. Could have some we had I thought we had a keystone as well. Huh. Anyway. Unless the keystone is... I guess not. Anyway. Point is... Yep, this will be where we can make our archaeology works. Like, we can make all of the stuff I was talking about from our dig sites. We've also got some displays here for various tools, some of which we actually have, but they're more useful for me to hold on to right now, so that's what I'm going to do. You can see, though, that's the armor we were just wearing. So what are we wearing now? Well, we have a new museum armor thing, specifically that I got from Arian's office. So this is very cool. This is the armor I'm going to wear for a while now. It's light armor. I think it looks pretty cool. And then, as you might recall earlier, we got an archaeology skill point. I think we're going to go with the expedition perk tree to get some extra carry capacity. I only have one. But as we get archaeology perk points, this is where we come to spend them. Or I can do it from anywhere with the mod configuration menu, but I like doing it in game. And then this is our guild quartermaster, Ariana. She also, she's a vendor, so I'll probably be selling a lot of stuff to her. And she sells some pretty useful stuff as well. But, in the meantime, we do have these quests. So, let's see. Few to-do items that will get you off on the right foot. So, Borgoth is holding on to some Nordic burial urns. So we need to go there first, which he mentioned while he gave us this quest that Borgoth is a general goods vendor at Helgen. So I guess Helgen is someplace we're going to have to visit early on. Bleak Falls Barrow also is someplace recommended. It's near Riverwood, not far from Helgen. And then Silent Moon's Camp. Interesting. So those are Arian's tips for where to start. And he recommended that we do Borgoth first because apparently he's only willing to hold on to those urns for us for a short while. So we gotta hurry up and get to Helgen. Hey, before you go inside, I want to talk to you. I want to buy a wild horseman.
Of course.
Alright. Perfect.
Right strong.
This was added in the anniversary edition of Skyrim. But basically, that horse map means that now I can find and tame wild horses. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I happen to know that the closest one is just right over here. And now on through Riverwood. Wow, it is dark. I just looked over and realized, man, this video is going to be dark, isn't it? Let's fix that. And from Riverwood on to the Guardian Stones, which we'll have to stop by those for sure. Alright. And I do think I'm going to go ahead and stop here for a moment. A few things I want to pick up. One, all of these have amulets, and those belong in a museum. I'm going to interact with all of these to make sure that that they're added to the museum displays. And as far as which one I actually want to take, I think to start with I'm going to go with the Warrior Stone. But obviously I will be trading that out later on. Alright. Now on to Helgen. Alright, and here we are approaching Helgen, a quiet little town. Not much happens out here, you know. Honestly, seems like a peaceful place. Yeah, I heard they've got good mead with like juniper berries mixed in. Sounds delightful, if you ask me. Why is it on fire? Oh! Is that... Yeah, that's definitely a dragon. Well, that's definitely not concerning. Maybe we should investigate. I don't... Whew. Yeah, between you and me, guys, I don't think we're gonna be getting Arian's Nordic urns. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, so Helgen was attacked by a dragon. Some guy named Ulfric Stormcloak was about to be executed. Couple of dudes named Ralof and Hadvar apparently went through the keep and were trying to escape out some caves out the back. So I think let's go through the keep ourselves and just take a look around and see what's here to find. Alright, well, there doesn't look like there's too much in here, honestly. Oh, although there is a little executioner doll. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. I like the little dolls. Those are kind of neat. Found some Rebels armor on Gunyar here. Ooh, a Knight's Greatsword. That's pretty cool. And a cloak. I don't need that. Some Imperial heavy armor. I think I will actually take that cape. An aged Helgen cheese wedge. I mean, I'll take it. Why not? Found some mage stuff that might be useful later. The Book of the Dragonborn. I might as well take that for the museum. It's called the Dragonborn Gallery after all. I feel like we should have that. And honestly, leaving this room, we're looking kind of sharp. Alright. Let's see what else there is to find. Well, now we seem to have hit a dead end. Huh. Well, I guess we're gonna have to head back outside and see if we can find the caves from the other side. And this must be that back cave. Alright. Oh, and this is Hadvar. And that must be Rayloth over there. Well, what's going on, Hadvar? Come back. I was never here. But, I had to figure out what was going on. To warn Riverwood. Yeah, the dragon. Right. Okay. Here, have a healing potion. I've got a few. I can give him a healing potion. Might as well check the rest of this cave real quick for loot. But then yes, I think it's probably a good idea to get out of here. Oh boy, I see a bunch of webbing. Well, trigger warning for anyone with arachnophobia. It's about to get, spidery. And said spiders, I think, are about to get, dead. Come on. That's it? What about the guys in the ceiling? Yeah. Oh, that's right. They trigger when I'm back here. There they are. Come on, let's do this. Those guys did a bit of damage. Thankfully, I think I know basic healing spell. Oh, well, that's a bit macabre. Is that a burnt head in a jar? Well, apparently there's some place I can put that. And then through here we can see. Yeah, that's the rock fall right there that we got stuck on the other side. So, I guess that means that, that's really all there is in this cave. So I guess let's follow Hadvar out of here and be done with this place. Alright.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back.
You know what?
Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out.
Alright.
It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
Okay. I personally don't think it's best that we split up, but if that's what you say, I'll do that. I'll split up. And actually, as I was just thinking about it, before we leave Helgen, there is one more thing I want to make sure we grab. And here it is. The mead with juniper berry. I mentioned as we were walking up, I really wanted some of this stuff. Might as well take whatever's left, because I don't think Velad's around to keep making it anymore. Let's say goodbye to Helgen, and I guess we'll head back towards Riverwood. Maybe stop by, get some items on the way back, but honestly, I think that this is probably a good place to leave it off. And episode 1 of our Legacy of the Dragonborn playthrough. I hope you guys like this series as much as I'm enjoying making it, because this is, I don't know, Legacy is by far my favorite mod, and this pack in particular really brings out all there is to explore with it, and I am thrilled to have the chance to not just check that out for myself, but to then share it with you guys. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to, leave a like, let me know. And if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss whenever I upload a new video. It's free, you can always change your mind. helps me out a ton. I just really appreciate it. Why not, right? And in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.